Italian for Puppy Fan? Because I can read it, but oh well, they're starting. So
okay, let's go.
So I'm Moo.
I'm Baby Speedruns. What's up? It's gonna be Laurie versus Puppy Fan, Plague of Shadows, 90%. The second match of the tournament.
Now you can see Plague Knight's already bursting around. Plague Knight has two basic attacks, your throw bombs and your burst. Burst is done as a charged attack, so throw a bomb, hold down the button, and when you release, you go flying. You briefly do a bit of damage around you. You have a small amount of invincibility, which is very important for specific tricks. But mostly, you go super fast, so they're going to be basically trying to carry burst momentum as much as they can. That is the name of Plague Knight's game.
Something else that's really important that you're going to be seeing in this stage is damage boosting. Plague actually gets knocked back further than any other character when he gets hit. So damage boosting is really important in Plague Knight speedruns.
Yeah,
you're going to be seeing that a ton throughout the run. The damage boosting is a common tactic.
It comes with a lot of risk as well. Making sure that you have enough health, knowing where food is, not stiffing yourself before a boss.
Right, so it looks pretty even through planes. So coming up is going to be the planes zip or planes wrap, whatever you call it. The only real glitch in this game, I guess. They're going to be bursting and screen transitioning, and I think the way it works is they're going to be hitting two screen transitions at the same time. Looks like Laurie's having a bit of trouble with it, but Puppy Fan got through okay.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky. Oh, nice, finally got it there.
Yeah, not bad.
You're basically existing in the room above, and the game doesn't know where the camera is, so it kind of forces you back into a room you shouldn't be in. But here's Black Knight, and this is actually an extremely difficult lock here. But if you manage to get it right away, you can kind of hold on to it. So Puppy Fan's doing good.
Nice,
Laurie.
Looks like Puppy Fan got a full lock. So Puppy Fan off to a pretty good start.
As soon as you let Black Knight go, oh no! It just becomes so much of a mess. It's not uncommon to lose 10 or 20 seconds until you really get the timing down. And deaths are obviously super tragic and punishing.
Gets another chance at the lock, though. Ooh.
Well, she has more health, so she should be able to clutch out a regular fight. Meanwhile, Puppy Fan already doing village stuff. So Shovel Knight gets to just leave the village, but Plague Knight, because he's not allowed in the village, actually has to do a whole bunch of extra stuff. Blows up some farmer's house, goes into sewers, and then you meet Mona, who is taking you down into their second base of operations, the Potionarium. And they'll be coming here after every stage, very briefly. It gives you a chance to do things like spend money on upgrades and magic, but they're not going to be doing that for the majority of the run.
Only a few things are gotten in this run. The difference between Plague any percent and low percent, as far as items you get, is actually pretty minimal.
Plague's basic toolkit is just that good. But later on, there will be some better options available. The biggest issue is that Plague Knight's weapons, his Arcana, they actually cost a ton of money because you're expected to go into these other rooms and pick up these relics that you can trade for them for free, both of which cost a ton of time. So other runners may be using a different route to pick up one item early. But apart from that, you're basically not going to see any purchasing until late game.
And we see Puppy Fan going through Primordial. Ooh, bit of a scary in the Chandelier room. Primordial, pretty basic level. Using the same concepts we saw in Planes. A lot of bursting, a lot of damage boosting.
Very lucky to have gotten food there. That dinner plate could be a bomb, and they definitely needed to pick up. One of the more annoying things about Pridemore that makes movement kind of irritating is that there's a lot of small corridors that make it difficult to keep up burst jump movement.
Something I wanted to point out is Puppy Fan bursted right past the mini-boss of this level. This mini-boss is one of the ones that you can just go by if you get behind it. There will be some other ones that are not like that, though.
Yeah, attacking with Plague Knight is actually very difficult. So strong damage boosting is very useful, but when you get to a boss, you really got to know the kill. Lobbing bombs at their slightly awkward angle, it's something that people who come fresh off of Shovel Knight struggle a lot with. Puppyfan doing pretty good at getting most of their bombs to hit.
Mm-hmm. Alright, not a terrible
no! Confetti!
Oh, dang. That was almost no confetti.
I saw it at the last second. He put his arms down. I was like, yep, that's it. Can Laurie get the good start? Ah, dang. So there's a small trick at the beginning. You can kind of push King Knight out of the corner, and that tricks him into jumping back into the corner. But it's still doing a very good job here.
Ooh, yeah, very nice.
Nice.
He definitely made up a lot of time there.
So, Quack, Duck Knight has spawned. Not going to be any issue, though. They're going straight for the Lich Yard. The map encounters are all kind of timer-based. Thank you, Yacht Club, for that courtesy for speedrunners. So long as they don't take, like, an hour beating the game, they're not going to see any of the extra bosses.
Which I doubt we'll see here. So, Puppyfan, well into Lich Yard. So this level is pretty annoying at times because the frogs, forget their real names, I apologize, are
I don't know them either.
RNG, which way they jump. So that can be really frustrating. There are strats to deal with them either way though, so it isn't really too bad. There's also these platforms, which will only sink when they have 2 objects on them.
Ah, don't get crushed! Yeah. That's an instant
death. Yeah, you can get crushed there. So, you have to be really careful not to do that.
Dark rooms are another recurring theme in Lich Yard. Super annoying. Even if you know the room's layout, you can trip, not know where you are. Recovering in a panic is absolutely terrible.
Mm-hmm.
While they will be needing a lot of money for their purchases later on, they actually don't have to go out of their way for anything as long as they don't die a ton. So they should be hopefully grabbing checkpoints. Okay, thank you, Puppy.
Yeah. This final dark room is probably the scariest part of the stage.
Okay, they landed on the
checkpoint is definitely the smart thing to do in a race. Alright, made it through Lich Yard onto Spectre.
Nice. It's no!
Did not get up onto the platform. What Puppyfan was going for there was bursting onto the platform through the screen transition, and that puts you in a really advantageous spot for the fight. Yeah, this is not good.
Oh man, missing on so much damage. Laurie managed to make it through the dark room though without dying.
That's good.
Puppyfan's really low on health.
Okay. She tonicked. The item. When did? Oh no. A death. Alright, so that puts Laurie in the lead.
Laurie did make it up onto the platform. Not quite getting the standard kill here, but still adapting to Spectre's position. Spectre likes to move every time you hit to the opposite direction, so it can be kind of tricky to pin Spectre in the corner. Just 2 more hits.
Alright.
Okay.
Spectre down on Laurie's side.
Puppyfan only has 2 more hits to go as well.
Alright.
Nice.
Cool. And down for Puppyfan as well. So that's World 1.
Oh Christ! Another soul coin. That's so dark. After clearing out the first 3 stages, you get a small cutscene. Kind of sneak up on Mona dancing, but more importantly, Mona gives you a permanent health upgrade. So one of the nice things for Plague Knight runners is that they automatically get 3 health upgrades throughout the run. They don't have to go out of their way; it's just forced on them, which makes more damage boosting even that much better, that much more comfortable to do.
So coming up is going to be Explodatorium. In the original Shovel Knight campaign, this was Plague Knight's level. So They had to adapt it. Well, actually, they didn't adapt the level, but they had to adapt who you fight at the end. And at this point, I'm sure most people know you fight Shovel Knight, so nothing will do a thing.
Yo, the spoilers. Nah, it's like 2 years old now. One thing that to know is that they actually do slightly change the level design. Not really noticeable though. Just in certain areas where Plague might have had too easy of a time, they just tweaked the room itself. They didn't really go crazy.
For sure. So there's two really important things to know with the Explodatorium level, and that's first off is that there's a lot of cycle-based things. Ooh.
Oh no! What happened?
There. I didn't actually see. I was watching Laurie. Yeah, unfortunate death.
Ah, I see. Okay. Puppyfan fell in a pit.
Oh.
Right before the first checkpoint, too. But yeah, there are some global cycles to be worried about. There are some pot lids, some fire traps coming up. Laurie is over on the Alchemizer now. You have to get 23 hits on this boss. If you do this fight optimally, you shouldn't be able to get away from her. One lap isn't so bad, though.
That's fine. So the other important thing with this stage, it's probably even more important than the global cycles, is the runners need to be managing their health. So the boss, like we said, is Shovel Knight, and he has all of his relics from the Shovel Knight campaign, including the Phase Locket. But there's a bit of a scare for Puppyfan. However, with the Phase Locket, there is a stipulation that he won't use it if he's below 2 health. So the runners are going to want to try and go into the fight with exactly 2 health, and then get hit by it, which will knock them down to 1.5.
Laurie has a ton of health. This is a problem.
Yeah, this is actually really not good.
So Laurie now has to sit here and take a bunch of damage to drop down.
Okay, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, the fake Shovel Knight's swings do a full heart of damage. There's no... Okay, there's a tonic.
Yeah. So, when Shovel Knight can't use his Phase Locket, because you're at less than 2 health, you can do a full stun lock on him, like Laurie's going to try and do here. And,
Mastery of life. Oh no!
And the accidental jump. This is really bad. This is probably going to be a death.
Tonic.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't blame her for wanting to just reset the fight. But this means that Puppyfan is basically all caught up. Puppyfan has 2 health, doesn't need to take any more damage, so if she can avoid taking damage all the way into the Shovel Knight fight, that would be...
Probably going to go on the lower path to avoid the guy.
Oh, please don't die!
No, that's a really bad death for Puppyfan. Because that's going to also put her at full health.
Oh, man.
So now she needs to take the damage, and she has to do that whole section over again.
Oh no!
Oh, looks like Laurie also having trouble with Shovel Knight.
Oh my god, Laurie, please. And it's not even like...
Oh no, Puppyfan also taking a death.
It's
Another
not even
death
like...
in the same pit.
It's not even like they don't want to do the fight intentionally. Doing the fight intentionally could potentially waste, like, more time than going for another setup.
Mm-hmm.
Shovel Knight reflecting bombs, going for the Phase Locket if you have more than
Okay, looks like Laurie has a bit of a lock here going. It's slow, but looks like, yeah, okay.
Oh, thank God. Okay, Puppyfan looks like she's in good condition to get to Plague Knight and finish business.
Yeah.
Or, Blue Man. So you may notice that Shovel Knight turned green on Laurie's screen, and that's because, when Plague Knight has a color code equipped, defeating Shovel Knight for some reason turns a color code on for him. So, we're actually gonna get a different color after Puppyfan's fight. Doing a really good job of this lock as well.
Yeah, Puppyfan got the lock. I didn't actually know that about the color. I don't play with the color code, so I didn't realize that.
It's something barely noticeable. No worries. And we got red for Shovel Knight.
So, Laurie going to Iron Whale. You can do the next 2 stages in any order, really. It doesn't really matter for the route. It's just Iron was a little bit less map movement, so it's slightly more optimal.
Yeah, runners may go to Lost City simply because it's a little more terrifying to do the beetle skips. There's more lava prevalent everywhere. The spikes in Iron Whale is certainly scary, but I feel like damage boosting everywhere kind of covers the threat that would hold.
So these eel rooms are pretty notorious among Plague Knight runners, I'd say, for being difficult. There's a skip in the room coming up where you can get a precise shot to kill the eels.
Dang it.
Did not get it.
You can basically kill the tentacle as it's coming out of the wall.
She got her double jump. I didn't realize.
Yo, 420 fish.
Starts off as an auto-scroller, and then you need to hit the angler chest thing. And his height is RNG, so you want him to try and stay low so you can get quick hits on him. But he doesn't always cooperate.
It's not even just the height. As annoying as height is, that's how 420 fish gets his name. We also want 420 fish to stay still because
that's true.
Throwing bombs is already hard enough. But if 420 keeps moving left and right, which quite often happens, you just need to get 12 hits, but even so, it feels like you can never hit him sometimes.
No 1 cycle for Laurie. 2 cycle though, that's fine. Hopefully grab the health, yeah.
Same for puppyfan at some point. Okay, she drank a tonic.
Yeah. I was actually going to point out that puppyfan's health situation was looking really scary there.
At some point, they may want to consider buying tonics when they go and do their magic upgrades, or just going out of their way for more of them. Let's see. Puppyfan is staying in front. Some runners find it more comfortable to go behind 420 fish. This makes it a little difficult to aim at the angler sometimes. Oh, she fell.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's
But you can get hit. You can get hit quite often by the fish that 420 spits out. Having trouble with the missile rooms.
Really scary situation on Laurie's screen. Laurie actually skipped the checkpoint, so she would have went way back if she had died there. Thankfully, she made it through 2 Treasure Knights.
So Treasure Knight is not terribly difficult. He's a little RNG, giving Laurie short end of the stick here by going up to the ceiling. That's the only thing you don't want to see. But for the most part, you can basically stay out of his way.
Oh,
Please
no.
don't. Okay.
Another death there.
Oh no.
Laurie making it through Treasure without a death. A little bit scary at the end. And also not getting sucked into his chest attack. It's really important not to do that.
I just realized puppyfan's been losing a ton of money. You need at least 9,000 for the staff.
That's really bad.
So you need 9,000 for the staff. Should still be able to get the money she needs,
staff, but she might have to delay magic upgrades a lot.
Yeah.
Like probably after Clockwork, I'd say, even. Maybe, I don't know.
Man, the number one thing I have to say to runners who don't have top times yet, please find some backup money somewhere that doesn't involve breaking a million checkpoints.
Oh, get that checkpoint.
Please get the checkpoint. Okay. God in heaven, please help this. Make it to the next checkpoint.
Oh, not even getting that checkpoint.
Puppyfan, I was not prepared for this.
No! So that's really bad. Anyway, so the other thing is, on Laurie's side, going through Lost City, bit of a scary thing, or a bit of a scary stage, because you do the beetle skips, bursting over the lava to skip the auto-scrollers.
Lost City can be a little tricky, mostly just knowing how to move through the rooms will do you a lot of good.
These slime rooms can be a little tricky too.
Okay. That was a little worrisome.
Yeah.
Bouncing off that slime kind of scared me for a second. Okay, and she didn't throw too many bombs either, which I did earlier today in practice.
Oh yeah, I've done that so many times. It's always not a good feel. Beetle 2 skip can be a little scary. Looks like she's taking it a little safe going on that bottom path.
Thank God.
And cool, that's Lost City on our way to the mole fight.
Puppy fan finally making it through.
Yeah.
Laurie having a bit of a chug there, but they're on the Mole Knight fight. One of the tricky things about Mole Knight is Mole Knight can also get a little high himself. You actually have to try and jump and throw 2 bombs at each path. Then you really don't want to let Mole Knight dig underground.
Yeah, Laurie dropped a lot of frames, but I think she got the quick kill before he dropped.
She had to have, and that was certainly looking a little sketch there. The dirt blocks were gonna land on top.
On Puppy Fan side, got trapped in the chest, which does not help the money situation at all. That takes, I believe, 500 away.
Yeah, it's not super egregious, but she already lost a bunch of money.
Yeah, definitely, like I said, does not help, even if it doesn't hurt a ton. Alright, and Laurie through World 2, onto Dying Machine.
This is where level order actually becomes kind of mandatory. Runners will be going to Flying Machine specifically to pick up the one weapon we want to purchase.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Laurie's stream is in PowerPoint mode.
Well, something to note about Flying Machine in general is that obviously falling down a bunch of screens really sucks. You can lose a ton of time if you end up... Oh, Jesus!
Oh, a bit of a scary beetle skip there for Puppy Fan. Ooh, okay.
That's scaring me! You can end up taking a lot of damage in Flying Machine. There's Jawas that deal a full heart on body contact. Most of the enemies have attacks that now deal a full heart as well. Cannonballs deal a full heart, so damage boosting can be extremely intimidating. All the extra tonics. That's something to note about tonics is that when you drink a tonic, you gain temporary max health. So until you die, you get to keep that extra bubble, and you can refill it, and every time you start a stage, you'll have that health again.
Alright. And the mini-boss of this stage isn't too bad. Takes 15 hits? Something like that? I don't actually know.
Yeah, it's not a lot. I think they adjusted the Dingy Dropper's health for Plague Knight.
Yeah. And hopefully, I'm really hoping to see Laurie take this checkpoint. Okay, good. And the health. Alright. So the room coming up is going to be, I guess, a bit of a secret room. It's where you get Staff of Striking, which is the first thing we're going to use our money on. And the room to get it is a bit scary. There are these wind fans that push you downwards.
Oh, Jesus!
Yeah, that was a little scary. Oh. Laurie having a bit of trouble with the menuing. Menuing is... There isn't a ton of menuing in Plague Any, but it can be tricky and trip you up sometimes.
So if you didn't catch that, the Staff of Striking costs 9,000 gold. If you don't go into the side rooms for Shovel Knight's relics and you trade them in, then instead you have to pay a ton of money.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Alright, so this is the famous infamous, I should say, triple Jawa room. Very difficult.
Nice.
Got through, though.
Triple Jawas are just... They earn the name Hover Meanie very well in that room. And Puppy Fan did manage to make it through Mole Knight, at least.
And a bit of an auto-scroller in Flying Machine here. Coming up is going to be the wind tunnel rooms. There are some really crazy strats you can do to speed this up a lot, but they're very difficult, and even a lot of like low 40s runners don't go for them. So I would not anticipate seeing it.
But that reason.
Yeah. I wouldn't anticipate seeing any crazy stuff here. But...
the next room is certainly the one that most people would either go for on feel, the burst here, or they're gonna grab the checkpoint. Okay.
Yeah, the checkpoint strat is good.
Yeah. I wasn't sure when the wind was gonna come up there.
No, that's a strat. Proud of Laurie. Definitely watch the strat playlist because that's in there. Ooh.
Oh no!
Puppy fan with the death right at the start of Flying Machine. Not too big of a deal, as long as she can get all the money back.
Okay, okay. So having 9k is good and all, but yeah, she's gonna want more for the magic upgrades later.
Yeah. So Propeller's a very difficult fight, I'd say. Probably one of the hardest in the game to do well.
And Propeller has a projectile guard on his front, so it's actually impossible to just throw bombs and hope that Propeller will just run into them.
Yeah.
He'll usually parry them out of the way.
Oh no, a death by Laurie. I was gonna say, yeah, he spawns these instant kill, what do you call them? Hits during his fight. So that's another reason he's scary.
Oh, Laurie drank the tonic immediately to start with extra health. So one of the only ways you can deal damage to Propeller, apart from hitting him from behind, is by bursting in his face, which will force Propeller to basically run through and attack, deal some extra damage. Oh no!
Another death. It's a very difficult fight.
She really has to make sure she grabs that money at some point during the kill as well.
Yeah. Ooh, Poppy fan with a bit of a scary staff of striking room, but she made it to the staff okay. I guess something worth noting is if you do get the staff and then die on the way out, you do keep it. You just go back to the last checkpoint.
Trying to jump while the fan is blowing directly on top of her. Oh man, taking a ton of damage from these cannonball hugs.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
No! Another! Oh no. I believe I wasn't watching too closely, I was watching Puppy Fan. I believe she did get the money back from last time though.
Yeah, she's been keeping her money.
Okay, that's good.
You lose 25% of your money every time you die, so at least getting 1 or 2 of the bags is kind of important. Propeller gives you 3,000 gold for defeating him, and actually all of the World 3 bosses do. So they're going to be getting 7,000 gold from the next couple of bosses. They need, I think it's 10.5?
Yeah, 10,000.
Okay, manages to destroy...
Ooh, oh no! Accidentally bursting right into those spikes. Those spikes can be very tricky. Yeah.
Let's get something straight here real quick. Moving with Plague, period, can be really tricky.
Yeah, that's true. Doing the correct damage boost strat though. Nice.
Ooh, please catch the ladder. Okay.
So here you can go to Clockwork Tower or Stranded Ship first. Oh wait, Black Knight 2. Forgot about him. Yeah. So
go ahead.
In Plague Knight, the Black Knight 2 fight here is mandatory. It's optional in Shovel's campaign, I believe.
Yeah, if you have a time under 50 or 55 minutes.
Ooh, no, Puppy Fan taking a death in the wind tunnel. I did not check to see if she grabbed the checkpoint. Yeah, she did.
Oh, thank God.
That's not a huge deal. Yeah. So Black Knight 2, there is a... Ooh.
Go ahead.
So, Black Knight 2, there is a stun lock you can do. It's basically the same as the first one, except a little different. It's a bit more nuanced. And he has a full health bar this time, as opposed to the small health bar he has the first time you fight him.
Yeah.
So you want to try and get him into that lock, and if you don't, he can just waste a million years.
So, Black Knight 1 has, I would say... God, it's hard to say, like, exact amount of frames, but maybe like a super simple, like, 6 to 10 frame window. It's not that hard to keep Black Knight locked. but it's definitely significantly reduced for Black Knight too. Black Knight will use an invincibility jump away very liberally on Black Knight too.
Puppyfan makes it through the propeller fight fine.
Now, ideally, because they do have the staff, when they fight Black Knight 2, they can just mix in some staff swings to keep the juggle going.
Mm-hmm.
So Puppyfan has 4,900. We'll get another 3,000 plus 1,000, 4,000, 8,900. They would have to get it after Clockwork Tower.
Yeah.
Unless if she felt like breaking checkpoints.
Laurie also opting to not get magic upgrades until after Polar. You do need 10,500, like we said. But she did have this option of ooh, scary room here. She had the option of selling one of the music sheets that she picked up. There's a music sheet in your way in Explodatorium that you should always pick up.
Right.
And that gets you 500. So you can do that if you want to have magic upgrades into Polar, and you're at 10,000. But not 10,500. Looks like Laurie's just gonna wait until after this stage, though.
Okay, Puppyfan actually did really good on Black Knight. That actually should catch her up a little bit to Laurie.
Laurie having a pretty scary health situation here in Polar.
And no tonics. She spent them all on Propeller. Actually, Propeller basically helped Puppyfan catch up quite a lot.
Yeah. Gonna take the health in. Oh no, the bomb!
She forgot about the bomb!
I forgot about the bomb.
As soon as I saw her burst into the room, I was like, okay, she's gonna grab the food. I hope she's not gonna... No, she totally blew it up!
So, that was a little unfortunate. Maybe giving a chance for Puppyfan to catch up?
Don't forget to grab the checkpoint, too.
Yeah, the checkpoint, please. Thank you. Alright, because coming up is a bunch of scary rooms. First is going to be this room, which has the bottomless pit. Not bottomless pit, what did we say? Death pit.
It definitely is a annoying pit.
Yeah.
Puppyfan also grabbed the checkpoint. Yo, making it past Hammer Bros, good job.
And then the ladder climbing sections, which aren't too bad in this category.
I've gotten knocked off of this ladder way more times than I'm proud to admit.
But after this is going to be the long room with the spikes. I anticipate that both these runners are going to be doing a fair amount of damage boosting just to try and make it through safely.
Yeah, stay top.
Scary. That was way scarier than I thought it was.
Something important about playing Night Runners is that your double jump is only refreshed after you touch the ground. I didn't see when that happened, if that happened at some point.
So that was really scary. This is a Polar Knight fight. It isn't too bad. He gets pretty destroyed by Staff of Striking. Oh no! So one of the things that is worth noting about the Polar fight is he spawns those insta-kill spikes later on in the fight. And Laurie accidentally got hit by those. You try to damage boost off of Polar Knight so that your iframes last through such that you can hit the spikes.
What ended up happening was Laurie was actually too busy slapping Polar, and when you hit an enemy in this game, you temporarily deactivate their hitbox, so you can't take damage off of them by constantly slapping Polar.
Oh no!
Oh, she did.
Polar with one hit left again.
Yeah, she could have taken a damage boost off of Polar, but because Polar was being damaged, Polar could not damage her back.
Alright, this is actually pretty close now.
Oh man, they're all caught up now.
Yeah. Laurie still has the money advantage though. So having full Laurie's gonna be able to have full magic for the
come on!
stage. Alright.
Puppyfan takes the lead.
Alright, Puppyfan's out of Polar. Alright, and Laurie's out of Polar too. Cool. So now we're gonna see Laurie. I'd imagine Laurie's gonna go for the. Actually, no.
Hey, Puppyfan picked up some extra gold somewhere.
Yeah. How did that happen?
Too busy staring at Laurie dealing with Polar Knight.
Yeah. So I'd imagine both the runners are going to buy our magic upgrades here.
Now, you may be wondering, they also have a currency of green coins. What are those for? Those upgrade their bombs. You have to collect so many to get any of the interesting bombs. So although they could have had money to buy those, they're just not worth it. You go so far away. So those are completely coincidental. Picking up the extra tonics.
Yeah, I was going to say the extra tonics will hopefully come in handy. Laurie opting not to do that, I believe. Or dropping frames again, so it's hard to see. Yeah,
yeah,
no
did
extra
not.
tonics for Laurie.
You could pick up tonics. They're all over the place, as long as you know where they are. But grabbing 5 is just less stressful. It could probably save you time from having to go hunt them down.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't waste a ton of time either. It's definitely a valid race strat.
Now, Staff is striking more mana, which is great. The power is their energy resource. It refills over time, so you don't have to actually go and collect any of the little magic upgrades to the magic pots in the stage to refill it back up. Those will just help it come back quicker. Staff of Striking uses half a bar per swing, so they have currently 9 swings if they were to literally spam it out. But in having small breaks, you can have your mana come back and you can get some extra out of it.
Basically, it works kind of like the analogy I heard earlier was like an overheating mechanic, where you don't want to use it too much or else you can't use it at all, so you want to kind of be conservative with your usage of it. Puppyfan, both runners really going for the auto-scroller skip here. Ooh. Okay, Puppyfan doing a scary method, but makes it through. Yeah, that was scary.
I hope they pick up some health.
I hope so too. There is some right here.
Okay, thank God. Yo, DOSBox trying to call me out. You're right. Puppyfan with the Espanol. She's got the poder.
Oh dang, dude. I'm really glad you said it, because I was going to say poder.
Poder and Vita. Yo, and we got the Jefe on the right. We're coming up on the Tinker Jefe.
Alright, so unfortunately, Clockwork Tower is a pretty cool stage that ends with a really boring auto-scroller. You can get a tonic here. I wonder if Laurie will opt to do it. Yeah. Oh, Laurie opts to use the tonic right away. So she can have more health going into the Tinker Knight fight.
So Tinker 1 has a built-in gimmick for Plague. Normally with Shovel, you have to go and find the mobile gear to one-shot Tinker. They just make it so that Plague does double damage because you can't use the mobile gear as Plague Knight. Good stuff on both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, the floor. Go ahead.
Phase 2, the Staff of Striking is extremely useful here because you can attack him when he goes back into the wall. Your staff kind of like clips into the wall and his hitbox is still there, I guess. I don't know if you know more about that.
Yeah, while Tinker's health is filling up, you actually have the opportunity to deal damage at the start, and then yeah, while Tinker is rearing back, you can still deal damage. The same actually applies to all of the Knights, but this is obviously only important for Tinker and Mole Knight. You can hit Mole Knight when Mole Knight disappears into the wall.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So Laurie actually got ahead, had a better Tinker too.
Yep. Still really close though. Going into the final world.
The Bepis is almost complete. 23 secret flavors of explosive deliciousness. Yeah, if you guys are interested in the plot, we're collecting all kinds of sweat. We need to have a super tasty tonic. Tower 1 is actually kind of a terrifying stage. It throws everything at you that you would have seen in every other of the Knight's stages. So you're going to see kind of some brutal treatment. Really cruel placement of hazards and enemies.
It is a very fun stage, though. Probably one of my favorites in the run. Laurie having some trouble with that room, making it through okay.
Yeah, that room is actually secretly one of the hardest.
Yep. And coming up is going to be the Crusher cycle room thing. So you can get a fast cycle in this room. I hope both of the runners have practiced it and are going to go for it. It isn't that hard. It's definitely a lot, or it looks a lot scarier than it is actually.
Please hurry. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Okay.
So this is got a 1, 2,
like Laurie
3.
Got it.
Yep.
And ooh, puppyfan missed it.
Oh, Jesus.
Did not die, which is good, but did not get the fast cycle either.
Yeah, 1 extra cycle there, not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
You even picked up the carrot.
Definitely better than taking a death.
The next room is, depending on which route they... Oh no, fell down. Kind of keeping them real close there.
Falling down in this room is like the VB special. I always fall down.
The VB special. Feels bad, dude.
So you can damage boost along the bottom spikes through this room, but it's very difficult and inconsistent, so I don't blame these runners for going top route at all.
Oh no! The puppy is initiating the VB special herself.
Alright, made it through.
Last dark rooms. The rain landing and splashing indicates what platforms are actually real. Luckily, you can just fly straight over this Jawa. It can be tricky, though.
That was scary. Scarier than it usually is, at least.
And this guy again.
Going into Black Knight 3, there's no lock on him. Unless you do something really epic, like the speed unlock. Which is not something you can do in any percent.
Yo, that was an amazing speed lock. Let's not talk about that for now.
The main goal with the Black Knight fight is to deal as much damage to him before he goes into his flying phase, because obviously when he's in the air, it's harder to hit him.
Yeah.
Looks like Laurie accidentally, quote-unquote, overheated her Staff of Striking, so she can't use it until it's all the way recharged.
puppyfan unfortunately did not skip the teleport phase, and that's done by allowing Black Knight to charge up his attack for too long. The other thing to note is that Black Knight, when on the ground, has the has a small amount of invincibility frames between each hit, but in the air you can swing freely and deal a ton of damage.
Looks like puppyfan got a... Ooh.
Oh, but Laurie has to do the walk of shame. Did not end up on the right side.
Okay.
If
Puppyfan,
go... Oh!
Oh no. Puppyfan's fight was much cleaner, though, than Laurie's, so I think Puppy made up some time there.
So, the tower ascent on Laurie's screen, where we spend more time going down the hub.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of spikes. Honestly, this next room is probably the worst room. There's a ton of rats, open lava, and it is way easier to die in this room than it has any business being.
Ooh.
Oh, please,
All right,
thank you.
Went back for the checkpoint. Respect. Ooh. This is a little scary. You generally want to try and be on the top path here. Oh! Fell into the lava. Ooh. Also scary on puppyfan's side. Puppyfan is probably, yeah, going to take the lead. Just barely.
Adamant on taking that top route, and I don't blame her.
Mm-hmm. Coming up to the Mario Maker room. I love that name. It's very funny. Probably
Yo,
whoever
it's
came up
too
with
accurate.
that. Making it through okay, though. This is very close. Ooh, nice damage boost strat from puppyfan there. I've never seen that before.
And luckily, Plague Knight can easily stay on the top here, not have to worry about dealing with the Jawas very much at all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, please don't die to Ladder Knight. It's pretty hard to die to Ladder Knight as Plague Knight.
And puppyfan getting into the auto-scroller, and now Laurie. So after this auto-scroller is going to be the worst part of this speedrun by a lot. Boss rush. Fighting every boss.
So I don't see.
Well,
I don't expect taking any early damage boosts either. But at the end of boss rush, you have to fight Shovel Knight. So some runners will purposefully take damage in the auto scroller. That said, it's still boss rush. It's really hard, and I don't blame them at all for going in with full health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't anticipate we'd see any health manipulation here. That definitely just makes the boss rush much, much harder. And
getting on top of the blocks here before they spawn in, you can actually do that. Shovel Knight is kind of a generous game in the sense that it won't let you get crushed by being out of bounds. Instead, it'll just let you wait until you can kind of get back in bounds, and then it just locks you in. So if you get above those blocks before they appear on the screen, they don't have a hitbox. You can technically just do as you please.
Alright, and Puppyfan into boss rush. So the order of the knights is somewhat random. There are a few consistencies, though. I believe Polar Knight will always be in the first 3, and
Correct.
then Shovel Knight will always be last.
Yes. Other than that, there's no rhyme or reason. Using staff as liberally, because now you have a fully upgraded staff, so for all the bosses that you didn't have it before, now you have the option of swinging at them. That said, you don't want to ever exhaust your mana. It can certainly come back. You ever overheat the staff, it's going to be kind of an issue for the next fight.
Ooh, no. Laurie accidentally,
It could be okay, because it happened toward the end of the fight, and there's such a downtime between.
Yeah, and Polar, you use bombs at the start anyway.
Yeah, so that was a lucky break. Low health here for Polar, just gotta clutch it out.
Okay, good. Polar, the reason he's always in the first 3, I guess we should say, is because he has those insta-kill spikes. They didn't want people to get, like, most of the way through boss rush and then they die to that. Which is a good design choice, IMO.
Agreed. Very grateful. One of the things they also have to worry about with boss rush is if they're gonna go for the Sunlock on Shovel Knight, they also have to not actually collect any of the turkey. So from here on out, they're basically relying on any tonics they have. Laurie doesn't have any tonics.
None. Ooh, more King Knight confetti. Alright.
King confetti is actually...
It's pretty awkward, I think.
It certainly can be, but one of the other things about King Fetty is that the King Fetty will last into the next fight as well. And Tinker goes down and drops the mech in. Laurie could be opening those dinner plates. There are some tonics in them. Got magic on that one, unfortunately.
Okay. Looks like, yeah, went for the turkey there.
You're right. Maybe that was intentional.
I think it was intentional. Like, I sort of don't think.
Propeller does deal a lot of damage, so getting a couple hugs from Propeller wouldn't take too long. Treasure as well with anchors. Oh, unfortunately, let Spectre escape on Puppy's screen. You can use the Staff of Striking to get a hilarious-looking juggle on on Spectre.
It's very fast as well.
Picked up food again. That's gonna make it really difficult to lower your health enough for Shovel Knight.
I think at this point she honestly might just be dealing with Phase Locket.
Well, Puppyfan definitely is looking good.
I meant Laurie, yeah, might be.
Yeah, Laurie definitely will probably, unless if they really want to spend time on treasure here. Oh no!
Oh no! Accidentally got knocked into the turkey.
After all that,
that's the worst. When you get knocked into the turkey on the boss right before Shovel Knight.
Actually, completely garbage.
All right, so this is very close actually. And both runners are going to be seeing Phase Locket here.
Oh, that's it. They're just going to be dealing with the fight now. So it's kind of impossible for them to die. It's just going to cost them forever. Laurie, at half health though, Laurie is definitely scaring me. Laurie should be doing more aggressive attacks here.
Okay. Come on. Okay,
perfect.
Cool. So Laurie's through.
Yeesh, be still my heart.
And puppyfan's through.
Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle the whole tournament.
Alright, so we have a 4-second difference going into final level, roughly.
After all of that.
After everything that happened, a 4-second difference. It's pretty insane.
They're fully upgraded. The only real difference is that Laurie doesn't have any tonics.
Mm-hmm.
She is starting with 1 extra health, though. Puppyfan is fully loaded with 10 extra. That could go away, though. It depends. Oh, and Laurie drinking... I didn't even realize she was sneaking a tonic.
Oh, yeah. I guess... Huh. Anyway, you start off with the tile room. It's pretty easy.
Why did you say that?
I didn't say anything. This is the hardest room in the game.
There we go. So I'm not gonna say anything about this next room. It's a difficult room. They should always struggle. Yeah.
I'm
okay. So now Laurie's in the clear.
Alright, looks like both runners got through, and now they're just going to be going to the final bosses. There's 3 bosses in a row, bit of a boss rush in its own right. First is going to be Enchantress. The goal is to deal as much damage to her before she starts her dives. And then after her dives, you can go down to the bottom of the screen and try and kill her there.
Oh, come on, start swinging,
Looks like
please.
they're not going to have enough damage on her, though, to do that.
Oh my god, what a backup strat, though. That was crazy.
Okay, yeah. Laurie with a very good kill.
That was insane. So, I was going to say, 4 full orbs of missing health there. You want to start spamming your staff and drop Enchantress down to 3 full health left. But Laurie apparently pulling out this trick. I didn't even know that. When summoning bricks, you can deplete your whole meter and leave her with just 1 full heart left. That was great.
I need to go back and watch it, because I was actually looking at Puppyfan's fight.
Oh yeah, it definitely worked out for her. Now she has to deal with Plague of Shadows. You can actually just stand here. You can literally stand here and waste, like, I think it's 30 or 40 seconds. And the fight will actually auto-complete. It's a little Easter egg for anyone who was struggling on this fight. You can go ahead and try that one at home. But it's faster if you can defeat Plague of Shadows within that time. Puppyfan not dying.
Yeah, no death. Which is what you want, obviously.
Yo, look at those vats in the top right. What? This fight's a little jank. The whole floor is destructible, so you can end up with, like, some kind of gross floor layout.
Yeah, this is not... Yo, the 3 vats on top of each other.
What is that? Someone take a picture. At this point, Laurie could have, probably could have opted to stand perfectly still. But I don't blame anyone for trying. Like, giving up
I feel like
is,
on average, with a bit of practice, it's definitely better to just do the fight.
Giving up is still respectable, but like at the same time, I would not want to do that myself.
All right, looks like Puppyfan had a much better Plague of Shadows. So,
The corrupted essence. Let's go. Can we get the legendary 2-cycle?
So ideally, you want a 2-cycle here. Let's see what happens.
It's kind of really difficult, so I wouldn't blame them for getting 3 cycles. Oh, ooh, that was really close to getting a 2-cycle though. You want to get 4 staff swings after some bomb throws.
Right,
and,
no 2-cycle for Laurie.
Oh man, super close though.
Oh man, it's so close!
Oh my god! Puppyfan!
Alright,
Oh my
Puppyfan
God!
wins. Just barely. The better corrupted essence.
Oh
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 looks
no!
like Laurie's, not finishing.
So close.
That
I'm
was
so sorry, Laurie, but that was still a great effort. You
that
were
was
right
a very
there.
good race. Definitely, I think a good showing from both runners.
Absolutely. Oh man, super close though.
I hear myself on stream. Oops. Okay, no, I don't.
Oh man, it's so close.
That was a thing. Alright.
Good golly.
That was definitely a thing that happened this race.
Well, congratulations, Puppy Fan. That was
Congratulations, Puppy Fan, and well played, Laurie.
There's just so many different equalizers in Plague Knight's campaign.
Yeah, very entertaining race.
Let me see.
Yeah, are we gonna get Puppy Fan in here, or what's she typing?
I dragged them in, but in the meantime, before we get any words from them, let me look at the schedule.
Oh yeah, there's another match later this night, I think.
Oh yeah, well, I'm definitely in that one.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Don't forget to drop a follow, by the way, on Puppy Fan and Laurie.
Sure.
Great stuff by them. Tonight, I will be up against David TKI.
That should be a very good race. Your PV and David's PV are not very different.
We got like 6 seconds apart or something like that. It's
Something
very
like
small. And that will be at around 10 o'clock Eastern on the same channel, Speed Gaming 2. Other than that, if you're looking for more stuff going on, Ori and the Blind Forest should still be going on Speed Gaming 1. Link to the Past, Key Sanity is on Speed Gaming 4. And on Speed Gaming 3, we got a randomizer coming up.
Yeah, lots of good stuff.
Ah, there we go. Yeah. Not sure how that happened.
Oh, hi.
Hello. So, quick, brief words from Puppy Fan. How do you feel?
Terrible. I feel like I don't deserve that in the slightest.
Honestly, you clutched it out. Like
That was like
you both had some real hard struggles all over the place.
God, my heart's pounding. I was for sure I was lost after I died to 420 fish twice.
Well,
Who died there?
it was.
Laurie struggled on Propeller for quite a while and on Polar. So although you had quite a number of deaths in World 2, you were able to catch back up by the end of World 3.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I
was
was
really
so
close.
scared.
Laurie was ahead going into Corrupted Essence. And then we pulled ahead. It was very close race. Throughout the whole
I had a really, really good Plague of Shadows.
Yeah, it was very good.
I'm real upset I went out of my way for all the checkpoints and Tinker and Chip and I didn't die. Well,
After Iron Whale, I'm glad that you did though.
yeah, I was like, oh god.
Oh.
Heart pounding stuff.
Don't want to put you on edge here, but your next opponent is Tolu.
Oh no, no.
Alright,
I'm
let's
not-
go. I believe in the answer. Let's go.
Yo, please. Give us a good show.
Honestly, I'm a grind the no resets, but like I practiced Iron Whale a ton today. I did everything I thought I should, and I still messed up in new places, so it won't be a close race. Hopefully nerves will be lower.
Well, any last words?
It was a really good race.
I'm glad you enjoyed.
Yeah, I had a
Tons
lot
of
of fun
fun.
commentating it.
Thank you for joining me, VB.
No problem.
Thank you for posting about this on Twitter, so I actually picked up Plague Knight.
All right, well, that about does it. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Thank you for watching.
Same here. See you around.